Hello. Today I am going to share with you another inspiring story. Story from the life of Michael Jordan. Have you heard this name? One of the very famous basketball players, legends. Before we proceed further to the story, click on the link below, subscribe to my YouTube channel, stay connected. So this is the story from the life of Michael Jordan. He was being brought up in a very poor family. His father had hardly any substantial income to support his family. He had 4 siblings. So he used to remain in a kind of hopeless state of mind. And Michael Jordan's father was observing this, and he thought that he needs to do something to bring his child out of this state. So one day he took out a used piece of clothing and brought it to Michael and said, "What do you think would be the value of this?" Michael said, "Perhaps $1. Now his father put a challenge to him. "Can you sell it for $2? That will be a great help for the family." So he took up that challenge. He washed the clothing, and they did not have an iron, so he evened it out in certain way. And he went to the busy market to sell it. It took him about 6 hours to sell that. But he was able to do it for $2. So he brought that money back to his father, excited. And his father said, "Okay, you can continue to do it for the next couple of days." So they had used clothing, and every day he would go to the market, sell it for $2, bring it back. It went on for about 10 days. Then his father gave him a similar clothing and asked him, "Can you sell it for $20? He was taken aback, and he said, "It's difficult to sell it for even $2 and you are saying $20. He said, "Why don't you make an attempt before giving up?" And he took up the challenge once again. So he asked one of his cousins to draw Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck on that, and took it close to the school where children of rich people used to come. And after a couple of days of effort, he was able to sell it. In fact, the person who bought it was so happy with the painting that instead of $20, he gave him $25. So he brought the money back to his father. These $25 were equivalent to his father's monthly income at that time. So he became successful. And after a couple of days, his father raised the standard. He brought similar piece of clothing and said, "Can you sell it for $200? How come? But again, he took up the challenge, and one day in that city, there was an actress coming for premiering a movie. And he was able to go to that place, and somehow after the press conference was over, he found his way through the security and reached up to that actress and asked her for her autographs on that piece of clothing. And that actress, looking at the enthusiasm of Michael Jordan, gave that autograph. And immediately after that, Michael Jordan started shouting that, here is this piece of clothing. Here is this with autographs of the actress who was there, Farrah Fawcett. And this is available for $200. And guess what? There was a businessman who was ready to buy it for $1,200. And Michael Jordan was kind of flying on the clouds. He came back home, gave that money to his father, and that night they had a conversation. He said, "What did you learn from all these experiences? $2, $20, $200. What is the lesson for you?" And Michael Jordan said, "Yes, I was able to sell it for higher value every time. So the lesson for me is, if we make an effort, things work out." He said, "It's even more than that. See, you have been able to change the value of a piece of clothing from $2 to $200. Actually, it sold for $1,200. We are human beings. Is it not possible for us to increase our value? If we increase our value, we can command a better price for our life, for the work we do. And this was the lesson Michael got and lived with that lesson for the rest of his life. And we know he became a legend. So what is the lesson for you? The lesson perhaps is, are you creative in finding solutions? Are you creative in adding value? Are you a person who gives up so easily, or are you a person who keeps on looking for possibilities and opportunities? These are some of the lessons, and I ask you to share your lessons with me and also tell me, how will you narrate this to the people you come across in your life?